Hi there, my name is Todd Bowlesby and I'm a solution architect with Armanino. Today we're going to review Sage Intacct's dimensional chart of accounts. I like to think of Sage Intacct's dimensional chart of accounts as a Rubik's Cube. Here I've got all my dimensions and I run my report, look at that data in a certain format, and then like a Rubik's Cube, I can flip all those dimensions around and get an entirely different look at that same data. Most ERP solutions have a linear segmented chart of accounts, which means that we have to select a value from each segment and basically weld those values together to create a single GL account. Now, over time, this creates a very large chart of accounts. Sage Intacct offers a single GL account, which represents your natural GL account, things like assets, liabilities, revenue, expenses, and so on. And then we can combine that with any of the 7 core dimensions that come with the core financial management system. If you add ancillary modules such as projects, inventory control, contracts, things like that, you can have up to an additional 5 standard dimensions for a total of 12. We can repurpose and relabel these standard dimensions to suit your organization's needs. And on top of those standard dimensions, you can add an unlimited number of user-defined dimensions, which can be used in the same way that those core or standard dimensions can be used. All of this really allows for very flexible reporting, extremely powerful dashboards, and ultimately a leaner chart of accounts. Here's an example using an old school representation where I've got 4 segments in my chart of accounts, one representing my natural GL account, the other 3 location, department, and project. And as you can see here, I'm really just trying to add a printing account, 6140 there, but I have to come up with every possible combination I may use in the future because I have to weld those values together. Again, this creates a very large chart of accounts. Within Sage Intacct, we simply add that 6140 printing account, the natural GL account. And then we grab that GL account in a transaction, let's say an AP bill, for instance. And then we simply tag that transaction with the additional information, location, department, project, contract, and so on. Makes for much easier data input as well as data integrity, and it also allows us to slice and dice our reporting much more readily. So what are the standard dimensions that come with the core financial management solution? So in the Who box there, we've got customer, vendor, and employee. In the Where, we've got location and department. And in the What, we've got class and item. Now, if we were to add the inventory control module to this, that would add the additional dimension of the warehouse. If we were to do the same with contracts, that would add a contract dimension. And if we were to add projects, that actually adds 2 additional dimensions, one for project and one for task. With the construction module, we actually add 3 dimensions, the job, the cost code, and the cost type. And finally, if you are a nonprofit, regardless of the number of standard dimensions you have, you do get 2 free user-defined dimensions for your use. Now, keep in mind, if you're not a nonprofit, you can always add an unlimited number of user-defined dimensions, as anyone can. Examples of tailoring dimensions would be, maybe I call my customers clients or my vendors contractors. Perhaps I don't have departments, I have cost centers or divisions. And maybe I want to repurpose that class dimension to track something like line of business or segment, something like that. And then don't forget, for nonprofits or anyone else that's utilizing those user-defined dimensions, maybe we want to track things like funding source or event. This has been a quick review of the Sage Intacct Dimensional Chart of Accounts. Thank you and have a great day.